Welcome back to JISDAC Sabbath School's 5-minute summary. We are at the lesson 11 entitled Setbacks. We've all been there, walking through life when suddenly the sky turns black and a storm hits. The lesson started with a beautiful story of a young girl running home in a thunderstorm. Every time lightning flashed, she stopped and smiled. When her father asked her why, she said, "I thought God was taking my picture." What's a perspective? When life setbacks hit us, do we put our heads down and complain about the rain? Or do we look up, trusting that God is present in the flash of the storm? This week, we explore how to use life's hardest moment to strengthen, not weaken, our walk with God. Our memory verse is written in Romans 5, verse 3 to 5. And not only that, but we also glory in tribulation, knowing that tribulation produces perseverance, and perseverance character, and character hope. Now, hope does not disappoint because the love of God has been poured out in our hearts by the Holy Spirit who was given to us. Sunday takes us to the Sea of Galilee. Jesus tells the disciple, "Let's cross over." He knew the storm was coming, yet he led them right into it. Here's the part that usually bothers us. Jesus falls asleep. In the only recorded instance of Jesus sleeping in the Gospel, he's doing it during a life-threatening crisis. The disciples, some of them a professional sailors, were terrified. Their response is so human. "Lord, do you not care?" When we face a health crisis or a financial setback, we often ask the same thing. "God, are you sleeping? Don't you care?" But the lesson reminds us that even when Jesus seems uninvolved, he is in the boat. He's at the stern, the place where the boat is guided. He may allow the storm, but he always has the power to calm it. On Monday, we meet two people in a hurry. Jairus is desperate for his dying daughter, and in the middle of that rush, a woman who has been sick for 12 years reached out. The crowd was pressing and shoving against Jesus. Hundreds of people were touching him casually, but only one touch that made Jesus stop. It was the touch of faith. This woman didn't just look at Jesus from a distance, but she drew close. The lesson for us at JISDAC is simple. In our suffering, we can either stay in bed and give up, or we can deliberately seek Jesus. He distinguished the touch of desperate, faithful heart from the careless throng of people who just show up for the crowd. On Wednesday and Tuesday, we learn from Job and the road to Emmaus. We learn about the ultimate setback. First, the Job. He lost everything: wealth, children, and health. His friends blamed him and his wife told him to give up. Yet, Job's response was, "Thought he slay me, yet will I trust him." Satan uses pain to distort our picture of God, but Job held fast to the truth of God's character even when he couldn't feel his presence. Then, look at the route to Emmaus. Two disciples are walking away from Jerusalem, discouraged and confused. They thought the cross was the end of the story. They were so blinded by their disappointment that they didn't recognize Jesus walking right beside them. How often do we do that? We get so focused on the setback, the closed door, the broken relationship, that we forget Jesus is walking in the valley with us. We think we know the story, but God is writing a much bigger one. Finally, we look at a powerful dream shared by Ellen White. She saw herself climbing a steep, frail stairway. The guide told her one thing: keep your eyes fixed upward. If she looked down, she got dizzy and fall. When she finally reached the top and stood before Jesus, She realized he knew every inner thought and every struggle. He didn't look at her with judgment, but with a smile and the words, "Fear not." Our memory text from Romans 5 tells us that tribulation produces perseverance, character, and ultimately a hope that does not disappoint. Setbacks are just the climbing part of our journey. If we keep looking up at Jesus, we won't fall. So, whatever storm you are in this morning, whether it's a Galilee storm or a job setback, remember, Jesus is in your boat. Don't let your doubts define your God, but let your God define your hope. Have a blessed discussion in your classes.